If you missed our last video, we set out for a multi-day backcountry camping trip in Algonquin Provincial Park.
And honestly, it feels great to be here with nature. It's really quiet and peaceful.
We hiked nearly 18 kilometers on the Western Uplands Trail to Maggie Lake, our first campsite, and set up camp for the very first time.
And the best room in the house, this super deluxe tent cabin, full of glamping experience just for you.
After a few attempts, we finally got our bear hang up.
Oh, that was so close.
And sung some classic camp songs around the campfire.
Hey, Mr. Bear, please stay over there. Mr. Bear, please don't come over here. Good morning.
Good morning.
How did you sleep?
Pretty good.
I actually slept surprisingly well, considering we don't even have a mattress pad or anything to help out. We're essentially sleeping on the hard ground, and it wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be.
The hardest part was temperature control. The ground was cold, but the bag was hot, so my bottom side would be cold and my top side would be hot.
I will say, I feel like my makeshift pillow worked out really well. I had just brought a pillowcase and I shoved a bunch of clothes in it. I think it worked out great. I wouldn't need to redo that, but I do wish we had a mattress pad. I think that would be worth its weight in gold, honestly.
I think tonight we're gonna try and put our towels underneath and see if that helps to cut some of the cold. But it was definitely tough getting used to the sounds of the wilderness at night. I was kept hearing what sounded like footprints, but it was really just the chipmunks running around.
I had absolutely no issues getting to sleep. Honestly, I think I was just really gassed, but I slept pretty much straight through from when we went to bed until 8 a.m.
10 hours of sleep for him.
I think it's time we should go get fueled up and tear down and get on the road because we have another 10K to do today.
Not bad for instant bush coffee, although I'm not sure we needed that third scoop of Java, Kirsten. That's strong.
For breakfast, we have instant steel-cut oats. Trying to be healthy out here and skipping the bacon and eggs. And then we cover it and let it sit for a couple minutes. Tastes like breakfast.
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
I can't focus on you quick enough.
Okay, so our bags are all packed up. Our campsite is completely clean because one thing you want to do here in the bush is leave your campsite at least as clean as you found it, if not better. I wanted to quickly make mention though, there was one really cool sight we saw this morning. There was a water plane that landed here on the lake right in front of us, and I was not fast enough to get video of the landing, but I did get video of the takeoff. And it makes me sad because I get the feeling that might actually be the only plane in the entire country that's flying right now. Okay, not actually. That's just the way I feel because Kirsten and I are kind of hunkering to get on a plane right now.
Well, it's sad to say goodbye to this because it is so beautiful and so incredibly peaceful. But we're about an hour later than we'd like to be leaving, and it's time to hit up the next campsite. So, to the trail. Benefits of a clippable water bottle. It's never far. And go. Once we get out of here. Famous last words. This is nice so far.
I don't think that sign on the ground is going to help too many people. It's a little more difficult when it's there. This is a big old tree that fell down. No doubt those big trees seem to be something to watch for out here. We've seen a couple that are sitting pretty precariously, like half broken down. The hike here is not too difficult. It's a little uneven, but it's downhill, so I'm feeling a lot better about this. We're about 2.5 kilometers in. Physically, I'm feeling really good. I'm sweating up a storm though, and I think that's attracting the mosquitoes. Kirsten's up ahead of me doing some stories for our Instagram page, so shameless plug time. Check it out and follow us if you're interested. When we're on the road, we post pretty much daily stories and share all our photography, and I think there's something pretty interesting coming soon, and we're going to announce it first on our Instagram page after we get the finer details taken care of.
Spoiler alert, the announcement is coming in next week's video.
Personally, something I've wanted to do since I was a little kid. Fingers crossed it actually happens for us.
We caught another hiker on our way, and he said that part of the bridge was out here, and he wasn't kidding. We've just arrived, and you can see that a good chunk of it's just totally out. We have two options. We can go barefoot because we don't have gaiters, or we can go in with our boots and get them soaked and just hope for the best. I think I'm gonna go in with my boots because I don't know what's in the water, and I'm not really up for finding out on my feet later.
The clearing here though is immaculate. Other than all these mosquitoes that are trying to bite me, it's stunning. I'm gonna get some good footage of this once I'm out on the bridge. Let's make moves. There's no way around it, is there? These? Oh, my boots are wet.
You're gonna get soaked.
I'm already soaked. I'm just scared for the camera here. That looks like it might be the only part that's out though. It is beautiful, but the mosquitoes here are probably about as violent as we've seen. Well, that certainly could have been much worse. My boots aren't as bad as I feared that they might be. It's still not an ideal situation. I'm gonna hike for a bit and see how my socks fare. And I might have to take them off. Wow, clearing is just beautiful. So we just came across this. Wow, incredible. This is why people come out to Algonquin. That was by far the toughest stretch we've done so far. It was maybe like 600 meters of pretty much straight uphill. And we couldn't stop because there was still creeks, so the mosquitoes were violent. Wow, this is a tough part of the trek. I'm hoping that's kind of the extent of tough terrain. The last stretch that we hiked yesterday only had one stretch like that. So let's hope.
We're still getting eaten alive. I've never killed so many. I mean, my face feels like it's bleeding, but just gotta push on. Remember how beautiful it is.
Well, our hiking situation has improved a lot. We're back onto flat ground. Took like 20 seconds to catch my breath, and I'm feeling a lot better. You can do this. You can do this. Positivity is the key. Looks like someone in the park decided to help us out and clear a path. That was nice of them. Hello.
Boom. I need a second. We made it to the turnoff. We want towards Nora Lake, which is the first loop rather than the second loop. But we know we'd be heading the wrong way because the little men changed to yellow instead of blue.
The sounds of the birds are making this hike so much better, and we are making great time. It's been about an hour. We're probably about, 3.5 kilometers in?
Yeah, I would say about 3.5. Based on the map and the marked elevation, I think we should be pretty flat from here on out because it looks like the only downhill is if you're heading down into camp.
But the ups are really tough because they're very uneven and you're climbing on rocks.
And mud puddles.
Yeah. Another river crossing. That is an absolutely massive tree stump. It's muddy underneath. Holy sh! Jumping. We decided to stop like 2/3 of the way to refill our water and get some food, take a load off. I just want to go swimming, honestly. This is so nice. I can see why you'd want to camp here. I mean, the campsite itself's not great, but this is an incredible view.
It looks like he's peeing, but I swear to God he's pumping water into our bottles.
This is the kind of lake I want to be out on in a canoe or a kayak.
Along the first 2/3 of this journey, truthfully, it's just been very marshy. There was a lot of ups and downs in there, so we were just like dead focused on getting as quick as we could through this. The really good news with that is that we crushed about 2/3 of the way in about 2 hours time. So we're probably only about an hour away from camp, and we're really hoping it's not too up and down because it's been a little exhausting, and I'm pretty sure we'll be moving at a fraction of the pace on the way there. Dinner seems to already be calling my name. It's been a really exhausting day. This right here is why you should bring a bug screen for your face at Algonquin Provincial Park. We're on the side trail to Panther Lake now. It's supposed to be about 1 kilometer. I think we're about like 400 meters in or so. It's not like a very well-marked path. I'm really hoping that this is a diamond in the rough, because I think both of us just want to set up our fire so we can get the skitters away and just enjoy a really nice evening. I think this might have been one of the most physically enduring things I've ever had to do in my life.
Well, guys, to say that today was uneventful would be the understatement of the century. This is some tough hiking. Like, honestly, that was probably one of the toughest things I've ever done. By the time we were like 1 kilometer from our camp here, I was pretty much passed out and could hardly make it. I actually had to leave my bag about 500 meters behind us just in order to get here. Quick side note, after about an hour of rest, I did go back and retrieve my bag. Don't worry. We brought the tent, set it up, and since we've been able to actually make camp, the tent is set up, we have a fire going, our bear hang is up, we've fueled up on some water, and we're about to make dinner.
You'll have to excuse us for being a sweaty mess. At least you can't see Richard's hair. Mine is just, I feel a little gross after that, because it's supposed to have been 28 degrees today, I think.
Yeah, it was hot. And I think that was a big part of the reason why the hiking was so tough, because it was a lot of ups and downs in 28 degree weather, and of course we're wearing pants and long sleeves.
We're about to go eat dinner for tonight. I think we're having peanut curry. I feel like we deserve mac and cheese after today, but we're gonna save it till tomorrow.
So cue the dehydrated food meal prep.
Yum. Well, I know it probably doesn't look the most appetizing. It smells really good. It's got peas, corn, peanuts obviously because it's peanut curry, a little bit of carrots, and I thought I might have seen dehydrated tofu chunks in it because it's meatless, but that's really good. The only thing I'd say is it's a bit soupy, which might have been my own fault, but I'm pretty happy with this. I would eat this, and I'd give it like 7. That's my verdict.
Now, one major benefit of coming this far, aka hiking like 26 kilometers out into the bush, is that this campsite, we are totally alone, secluded on Thunder Lake, which is incredible. Like, just take a look at this.
Today we are going to show you how we set up our tent. It's not very big on the inside, so you get just me for this tour. To start off with, we have 2 entrances on the outside through here. This is the first vestibule. This is the larger of them. There's probably maybe 4 to 6 square feet here that you could work within, and it does zip up. Gotta be quick. In. Welcome to the inside of the tent. As we mentioned yesterday, we are not sleeping with pads underneath, so it's a little bit cooler on the ground, which can be a good or a bad thing depending on how you look at it. There's only about 6 feet of space, so for our bags, we've just had to stick them down between the middle of us so that we get enough space to work with. We've got a ton of pockets here, so I'll show you kind of what we do with them. Right at the main door, we put all of our bear stuff just so that it's super handy. So we've got our bear spray and a knife. Then up here, we just put our hats, and the headlamp also goes there as well too. This is where we sleep. It's enough of this. I'm going back to enjoy the campfire. Honestly, such a hard, but I would say definitely worth it day. This site is really beautiful. It's very peaceful, and I feel a lot closer to wilderness tonight.
Honestly, on the last like 7 kilometers of the trail, we didn't see a single person.
I think it's gonna be a pretty quiet night, hopefully.
It was quiet, considering no one else showed up to the other nearby campsite, but after sunset, the park came alive with the sounds of nature. It was surprisingly loud.
All right, we are gonna go finish our bear hang and we're gonna enjoy the campfire and get some rest because we have another 7 kilometers to do tomorrow. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Good morning, guys. We had another pretty decent sleep out here in the bush. I personally was quite comfortable all night long, even with the hard ground. I feel like maybe my body's starting to get used to it a little bit.
I did put a towel under my sleeping bag like I thought I might yesterday, and that really helped to cut the cold that was coming through.
Because we are in one of the more remote camps out here, there are a ton of mosquitoes waiting for us, and our DEET spray is in our bear hang bag, although it doesn't really seem to be deterring the mosquitoes. Even the campfire here last night did not deter them at all. They were certainly looking for a meal, and we were the delicacy. So we're gonna find our way out of here. Hopefully we don't get eaten alive, get our hang bag down, have some food, pump some water, and then get on the trail again. Well, as I was grabbing the bear bag down from our hang, it started to rain on us. I think it's probably about time we get moving. We're just gonna have a little bit of trail mix in here, and yeah, we're gonna hit the trail.
We gotta still tear down the tent in the rain.
Yeah, it seems to be moving in pretty quickly too, doesn't it?
So we're about an hour into our rain delay now, and the rain is not showing any signs of letting up. In fact, it actually seems to be picking up. So I think at this point we're both prepared to stay put until the situation gets better. On the bright side, walking through the bush shouldn't be too bad because there is a lot of tree cover, but I am concerned that some of those muddy paths that we went over the last couple of days are suddenly going to become very, very swampy paths.
It's actually pretty majestic listening to the rain fall, other than the fact that there's a little tiny bit of pooling under our tent right now. And because the tent's brand new, the weather sealing on it is holding up really well. I'm guessing at least another hour here.
So we've been waiting about 2 hours for the rain to subside, and it does seem to be coming down a bit. It is still raining. I think what we're gonna do is try to push towards our next camp, which is only about 4 kilometers from the trailhead. And if things still have not improved, we're probably just gonna push right to the trailhead.
The biggest thing is that although we have a way of cooking food, we're not able to make a campfire because of the wet wood, which could be a little bit inconvenient.
So as disappointing as it is, we may have to cut today short. Obviously it's not the outcome that we were hoping for, but sometimes the weather has other plans for us. We're gonna be packing away our camera here to make sure that it doesn't get too wet on the walk back. So if you see us again from a camera that looks like this, then the good news is it will have stopped raining. And if not, I guess we'll probably see you back in the city.
Well, hello again. Not from Algonquin Park. After stopping at our campsite to find it very wet and full of mosquitoes, we decided to push on to the trailhead, which turns out to have been a brilliant idea. That evening, the remnants of Tropical Storm Cristobal came flying through Algonquin, bringing high winds and heavy rains. We were pretty thankful we decided not to wait out that night. On our way home, we had one thing in mind: calories. We decided to make an uncharacteristic stop at McDonald's to stuff our faces with food that we're not so proud of. While Algonquin was exciting and a fun time, we've got even more exciting news coming this week, which we've decided to announce first on Instagram in the next couple days, and then next week in our YouTube video, we'll be announcing those plans to you. So subscribe if you want to find out next week what our exciting plans are. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Remember to be kind to one another, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye!
How do you feel after 11 kilometers?
Ready to cry. Is that a bad day?
This is tough stuff. That was a tough hike.
It wouldn't be so hard if we got to stop, but we couldn't. We could never stop because the mosquitoes are so violent.